Hello students, I'm your Aarti ma'am, and today I'm explaining you the first chapter, that is on equality, as I have given you the content also from NCERT book, and I have given you the question answers also. So you consider those question answers as extra questions, and today I'm explaining the chapter from my side from the very beginning. So today I will discuss 3 points under our chapter, that is equality. Okay, and today I will like to explain you first topic, that is introduction on equality. So India believes in democracy. The key values of a democratic governance include participation of people, resolution of their disputes and conflicts, equality and justice. Equality is the central feature of democracy as it influences all aspects of its functioning and helps in the smooth functioning of a democratic government. As you all know, in our introduction part, I would like to tell you that India is a democratic country. Like, we follow democracy in a country. And what do you mean by democracy? That democracy is such a system which runs for the people, of the people and by the people. So in this democracy we have an important aspect, or we can call it as a feature, which is equality. And in democracy we have a healthy participation of people at the time of voting, you all know. And we have there is equality for all, which is followed in our country India, and there is a justice for all also. All these topics we will discuss later on, but now I would like to discuss about that in our democracy we have one main important feature, that is equality. Equality means that everybody should be treated equally in India, whether a person is rich or poor, whether a person is white or black, whether a person is a girl or a boy, whether a person is belong from any caste, creed, or it belongs to any sex, age group, etc., etc. So this is the central feature of democracy, which is known as equality. It is the central feature of democracy. So as if there is equality, it will influence all aspects of the functioning of our country, and due to this important feature of equality, there will be smooth functioning also in the democratic country like India. So this is our first feature. This is our first topic. Now the second topic is equal right to vote. Equal right to vote, you just see in this picture, so many people are standing here for their voting. And you might have seen during the voting time also, there is a line and where the people used to go and vote for some candidate, and nobody knows that who's rich standing behind us, and who the person who's nearby standing, whether the person belong to which caste. We don't know anything. So it means that every person who's living in a democratic country has equal right to vote. Now, in a democratic country like India, all the citizens who are above the age of 18 years have been given the right to vote, irrespective of their race, caste, creed or education. This right is called universal adult franchise and is an essential aspect of all democracies. So this is equal right to vote is an important and essential aspect of all the democracy. In democracy, this is, as I have told you earlier also, that equality is very important in democracy. Thus this is equal right to vote is also important, where one concept comes, that is universal adult franchise, which is a system under which whosoever is above the age of 18 years and who is having the citizenship of that particular democratic country has full right to vote, irrespective of any caste, whether he belong to any scheduled caste or any general caste, whether he belong to any sex, male or female, whether he belong to any creed, whether it belong to any religion, whether it belong to any salaried group, whether it belong to, whether it is a poor person, whether it is a rich person, everybody has the equal right to vote. So this is our second concept of this chapter, that is equal right to vote, under which we have studied about universal adult franchise. And again I am repeating this, universal adult franchise is a system under which everybody whosoever is a citizenship, whosoever is a citizen of that particular democratic country has equal right of vote, and he or she should be above the age of 18, and irrespective of any caste, creed, race, color, etc., etc., all the people above the age of 18 has equal right to vote. Now comes our next and the last topic of today's learning, that is other kinds of inequalities. There are many people in India who enjoy the right to vote, but their working and living conditions indicate gross inequality prevailing in the society. So there is not, as you all know that we are living in a democratic country like India, we follow democracy. So we all have equal right to vote, but apart from that, in India we see a lot of forms of inequalities, and that we will study later on. And here I will discuss about some of the main kinds of inequalities. That is one of them. I'll first read it. Do you know that caste system is one of the common forms of inequality in India? In urban India, the caste system has weakened. However, if you live in rural India, you will experience that an individual's identity is based only on the caste he is born in. But the caste system in India continues to be in the minds of educated urban population too, especially in matters concerning marriage. There are other forms of inequalities too, in which the lower caste, Dalits, are discriminated against. People are also treated unequally and unfairly on the basis of the religion they practice, class, background they come from, and the gender as well, whether they are male or female. So, in this topic, we will discuss about that in other kinds of inequalities. We nowadays also, when we are in 21st century, then also we are facing one of the most important other kind of inequality, that is caste discrimination. As you all know that we have 4 castes in our society, which is Brahman, Kshatriya, Shudra and Vaishya. So in these 4 castes earlier, in ancient time and in medieval time also, these caste system was prevailing a lot in India, but now it is a modern time. Still it is prevailing. I can't say in urban area, but in rural area still it prevails. The people do not allow the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes to enter in their homes, and they do not keep contact with the OBCs and all. So this is the one and the most important form of inequality prevailing in India, that is caste discrimination. The people since birth, when they take birth in any of the family, and that family belongs to any caste or religion, they used to follow that only. And the people who belong to a higher caste community, they always discriminate the lower caste people. So you can I will share one example with you. That is, in India you can easily see the caste discrimination at the time of marriages. That nowadays also still we do not opt for the inter religion marriages, and we always opt for the same religions for marriages. The Hindu always marry in a Hindu family, the Muslims always marry in a Muslim family. Still now it prevails in India. So this is the best example of inequality in caste discrimination. One more thing I would like to discuss about that. I have taken one word, Dalit. The term Dalit refers to a group of people traditionally known as untouchables, outcast. They are socially and economically backward people but an integral part of the Indian society for ages. As you have heard about the term Dalit, it refers to a group of people which are known as untouchables, which are not supposed to be touched by the general people, and they are generally socially and economically backward people, which are an integral part of our society since beginning, but they are treated as untouchables, and formerly they are known as Dalits. Thank you, children. This is our learning for today, and again I'll come tomorrow for more 3 topics, and you please again read this whole, and I'm sending the PDF of this on your eCare app, and along with this I'm again giving some short answer questions that you write in your copy, and along with those NCERT questions. Thank you, children.